Good morning, good morning. Look at the sun shining in, isn't it? Absolutely beautiful, beautiful. So listen, losing weight. It seems to be something that people try to do, isn't it? That they try this diet, try that diet, try another diet. And look, you end up back where you are. Why don't those results stick? And when we think of that, can you think of how that relates to your life? How maybe your money? You have it all, you have nothing. I mean, that's what happens in a job, isn't it? Where we've been trained, money, nothing, money, nothing. Like you think that you're like the richest person in the land for 2 weeks, and then you're the poorest person in the land for the next 2 weeks, waiting for the payday. My goodness, when you think of that how long you've been living that. I mean, if you're young, that's great. Get out now. I'm not saying all jobs are good. We need people to do jobs, but I'm just, that notice of how you're trained. So isn't it the same with weight loss? You are your ideal weight. You're not, you are, you're not, you are, you're not, but you always seem to come back to the same place. Now, see, the thing is that you've got a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. And you see, you make a decision in your conscious mind that you're going to lose weight, and this is the number, and you constantly look at the scales. You see, that's letting the outside results affect what you do inside. That's the effort way. Do you get it? It's effort, isn't it? Because you've got to remember not to eat the McDonald's. You've got to remember not to eat the cake. You've got to remember not to have the glass of wine. You've got to remember, oh my goodness, it's just so much effort. Wouldn't you want to do an effortless way? I bet you most of you are saying yes. I can't actually see, something's happening on here. Good morning, Vivian. So wouldn't you like to just do the effortless way? Now, what is that, Sheena? Well, it's about having the image of yourself inside. So I know that people do this, don't they? They put the picture of what they want and they put it up. But you see, your attitude is amazing, by the way. But there's one vital component that you're missing. Well, I noticed that I was missing. I don't know about you. I can only talk about me. Is that we have thoughts, feelings, and then action. So, but what do you do when you want to do a diet? You do thoughts, action. I've decided, and this is the diet I'm on, and this is going to work. But you're constantly looking at the outside results, and you're looking at the scales, and if the scales don't move, then you go, oh, this isn't good enough. And you beat yourself up because you ate the cake. I mean, imagine if you could eat the cake and still be at your ideal weight. And one of my clients, I remember saying to her, because I was having super noodles, you may or may not think that's the healthiest thing to have in the world, but I was having super noodles. She goes, that's so unhealthy. And I went, well, who said? Bear in mind, we're all energy. And this is just energy. Why are they bad? Who said they were bad? Don't they come from the earth? Isn't everything from the earth? Like this cup, you think, well, this is man-made, but is it? Like, where did it come from? The glass came from sand. Where did the sand come from? The earth. So everything you're eating has come from the earth. Plastic even has come from the earth. Who said anything was bad? When it's all come from the earth, it's all come from nature itself. Okay. So what's it got to do with then? It's got to do with, so the next thing is, that's a thought, okay? The next thing is feeling. So you've made a decision and you're a certain weight and you go, I feel fat, so I must lose weight. And so you keep reaffirming that. So you feel fat, trying to be a certain weight. That means you're not fat. Do you see where this sort of like belief is hitting each other? You're like at cross purposes. So you're like, I'm losing weight, I feel fat. I'm losing weight, I feel fat. Do you see how it's holding you in place? So what about you want money? I want money, I feel poor. I want money, I feel poor. Do you see how you're counter-intending yourself? So you're neutralizing it. So you'll get results, But then it's so much effort. It's like that bungee rope, yeah? You're attached to a tree and you make it work, make it work, make it work. And then it's just like, oh, this is way too much effort. And you bounce right back again. So what is the effortless way? You can have a look at the masterclass I'm going to be talking about this on the last week in May. You might want to get yourself on there. There is an effortless way. I'm going to tell you it here, but you need repetition. You need repetition because you get it, but you get it mentally, and then you think you've got it. The effortless way is feel like the person you want to be. But you say, but Gina, how can I feel like that when I'm looking at this? Exactly. You're letting your outside results control you. You cannot serve two masters. You either serve the outside results or you serve the inside. This is like probably the hardest work, although it can be easy if you want it to be. But for me, it's been a heck of a journey to really focus inside and to hold myself true and to visualize myself as who I want to be. So whenever your self-image, what is your self-image? And if you see yourself as a fat person, then you will always put the weight back on. When it was my 50th birthday, and I went on basically a cruise for about a month. And I remember whenever I came back and somebody said to me, oh my goodness, why are you still the same weight? I'd have thought that you'd have been like twice the size. And I said, well, I decided what my weight was before I went and I felt it and I made sure that that was the weight I was and I wouldn't accept anything else. And I just held it true in my heart. I didn't need to look at the scales. I didn't need to care what I was eating. So some days would be bad days, but I never saw them as bad days. I would just go, I feel like eating this now, and I'd eat it. I feel like having a drink now, so I'll drink it. But the next day I'd be like, not really bothered. Don't really need a glass of wine. I don't really need the cake. I don't need the chips. Nah, not really fussed on eating today. So you see, I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to put effort in it. My body did the work for me because I made a decision and I held it with an image and I felt it to be true. I assumed it to be true. You see, what are you assuming? Well, I've been fat, so I'll always be fat. You see, that's the secret that's always in there in the back of your head. My family's always been fat. Do you see? But this doesn't just happen with weight. This happens with money. This happens with illnesses. It happens with everything in your life. It happens with, people assume you're going to get the flu in November. I've actually had people say that to me. Well, I always get the flu in November. I go, oh, well, that's great because then you'll always have the flu in November. Why are you deciding what you don't want and assuming what you don't want when you could just as easily assume what you do want? It takes no more effort to assume riches than it does a poverty. Haven't you noticed that what you don't want comes so easy, doesn't it? Like so easy. Just absolutely trips itself through. Okay, let me put this up here. This is a big one. And I know what he's going to say is a good one. So everything comes from the earth. In fact, everything is one and the same substance, manifests in different forms, the same atom and different structure and vibration rate. So it cannot be harmful in nature. The only reason anything disrupts our body system is what we think and feel into it. That is, we are creating our body, our health, our well-being. How anything affects our health is dependent on our mental attitude. Isn't that, it just goes on. I can't even see that myself. And look, you can't even see me. Hello. So it is just so true. It's what you're thinking. So don't try to lose weight. That's effort. Just feel into it. Make the decision. That's key. Have an image in your mind. That's key. Feel it. Feel it. There was a time when you were thinner before, wasn't there? There was a time whenever you wore that dress. There was a time when you wore those jeans. There was a time when you felt brilliant. I know you're thinking of it right now, aren't you? What's that time that you thought, I feel so good? Boom, there. That's the feeling. grab that feeling. Well, actually, don't grab it. Just feel it. Don't try and hold it. Just be it. Float with it. And sometimes it goes and sometimes it comes back. But we're looking for a 51% here, not 100%. A 51% in your favour. That's all. Just 1% over of what you're previously assuming. Just assume that you are the way you are. And it doesn't matter if you look in the mirror and you see something different. You just go right on there. Because when you appreciate what you have, just appreciate yourself and your body and your beauty. Your body doesn't want to be criticised, does it? But that's what you've been doing when you look at it and go, ugh, am I still that weight? Well, I wouldn't do what you say either. This can be applied to everything. If you can't lose weight, look at other areas in your life where things aren't working. And notice the same pattern. Yep. You've got a pattern going on, haven't you? Now, if it's to do with business results or anything, then book a call straight with me right now. But only if you've done previous work, you've tried and it's not worked, and you're looking for that missing piece, then I can be your helper. If you've done nothing on this before and you're not willing to invest in yourself, don't waste your time. Don't have the conversation when you're not willing to step forward and take the leap of faith. But if you want to be helped, then come to the masterclass. Yeah? Come to the masterclass. And you'll learn more then. But the people that I help the most are you people. You've tried, got your qualifications, you've done the work, and you're still not where you want to be. We've got the missing piece. Book a call. Or don't. It's absolutely fine. Have an awesome day no matter what. Just feel into the best moment you had in your life today. I mean, just go back to that moment. I don't care what moment it was. The moment when you had no wanting. Everything was just perfect. Can you think of it? We've all got that moment. No wanting. Just pure bliss in the moment. Go get that moment today. Feel it, be it, and walk around with that all day and just notice how the world changes. Have an awesome day and thank you so much for joining me. See you later.